everybody.
Hey.
Oh, boy, this is an unflattering color choice I've made.
Let me flatten my stomach so I don't look like a big
You're a
tubby
big
I'm going to go ahead and reverse a couple of these for fun and profit. No, that's actually way worse.
I'm just not. Yeah.
Let's just do this.
Do you
Let's
wanna
just go
be
full white so I
Jean-
can look really. My skin looks pasty and
hell
terrible.
Yeah. Do you want to
So
be
good.
jaundiced?
Oh, cool. You can see
or
my
do you
blemishes
want-
from all the way over there.
There we go. Dave is here as well.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, I went to wave and my hand went the wrong direction.
That chat is way too small. Not because it's hard to read. It's actually perfectly easy to read, but there's way too much of it. I'm going to go ahead and
I'm gonna die.
I'm going to go ahead and increase the size of that real quick. Let's bring it all the way up to 24. There we go. That's a little bit better. It was easy enough to read before, but there's a certain amount of like this is a page of like from manuscript
of stuff, yeah.
Size text.
Yeah.
Hello to everybody in the chat already.
Welcome to the D-Pad Re 13, our 13th anniversary marathon stream. We were doing our usual Hangout thing before. We're starting a little late, but we're actually going to get cracking into it not too long after we were planning on doing so.
Yeah. 9:30, 9:40 will be underway with the greatest game of all time.
Yeah, Sonic Spinball.
I believe
I'll puke on your couch.
Sorry, Sonic Pinball Party.
Rick, there's only one game you could be referring to, which is the seminal Master P, the Bouncer. When
I was never in the Navy,
Square
so I don't.
Enix, No, when Square Enix just forced that from its loins for the launch of the PlayStation 2, just really a generation was graced with something they would never truly understand, but would always know was special.
I'm interested to actually properly see it this time.
Bitch, you fucking weren't even awake last
no,
I know,
night.
I wasn't.
He saw about 15 minutes of the beginning,
And I was
then
just
said,
like,
I'm gonna go take a half an hour nap, and then 4 hours later, we were like,
Yeah,
we finished the
fuck that.
Bouncer. An hour ago.
I was like hazy as fuck
Yeah.
during that one, and I was just like, man, I don't think I can physically keep myself awake. Man, this is really. I'm gonna change that color.
You do
It
look
really.
like a
I look
pasty
like
boy.
shit right now. Granted, I feel not amazing, but
I mean, if you set it back to pink, then you just look like a big old berry.
so good.
Oh,
you know what? Part of it too.
green,
Actually,
that's
this
a
is
flattering tone.
this is
to
actually
add to your
not as
skin.
bad. Some of the more vivid the color gets, the less. This actually
Go with blue.
works a little bit.
We look,
Yeah.
we look
Can I get
cooler
some?
and
Can I
not
get some
gross.
yellow jaundice in there?
Yeah.
No.
Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Just gotta tilt
God
that
damn
your
it,
direction.
Now that one over there is green.
It's kind of a yellow green. It's kind of hard
That's
to get a good
kind
yellow
of a
on this.
gross green. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more of a sunny yellow, but it's also offset with the artificial warm color white, so it kind of gives it a greener hue.
Yeah, gross.
You can see none of this, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, did Tetsuya Nomura have anything to do with the Bouncer, or
I don't know, but there are a lot of Square Enix's like biggest players who were involved in the Bouncer.
yeah?
In my opinion, the Bouncer as a game was like Square Enix was bursting at the seams with creativity and
Bursting at the
character
loins, yep.
designs and
Their
like
loins were ready.
ideas
Yeah.
and like aesthetics. And then they just shotgunned out the Bouncer because they had too many good ideas.
Tetsuya Nomura did the character designs.
Okay, perfect.
that's-
that makes
The game was produced by Shinji Hashimoto, co-directed by Takashi Tokita and Seiichi Ishii.
okay. I recognize a few of those
My
names.
last name is tricky.
All of those people, I think, are big players at Square Enix.
What came out for? So I know that the Bouncer came out before Kingdom Hearts.
The year 2000 in Japan.
When did Final Fantasy X come out? Because there's also some very similar
definitely
designs.
after.
Yeah,
That was after?
I
Okay.
think so.
2001.
Okay.
Not long after.
Oh, not long
Because
after.
the Bouncer was like a launch
Bouncer was a PS2 launch
title.
Okay.
It was in like
Nice.
the first month window kind of thing. And then, but yeah, again, you can see in every subsequent Final Fantasy game
Mhm.
and Kingdom Hearts game forever, you can pick out a little bit of every character's design that
yeah.
connects directly
least-
to this person.
I'm
or
gonna say
that
at least
person.
10 and 12. Once you get to 13, they started like really going out of their way to try to make the games a little bit.
That was when Final Fantasy moved away from its steampunk phase into
moved
its
away from
crystals and
fantasy.
assless chaps phase.
Yeah.
Technically,
well,
that started in
13
11,
kinda-
That was
but-
kind of like, well, that was 7, 8 really leaned into it.
Yeah.
9 pulled back and made it like just straight
9
up
was kind of a
RPG.
nostalgia fest in the
Yeah.
first place, but
10 was very fantasy, like
yeah.
with a little bit of the technology. 11 is a very special boy, and I love him, and you won't talk ill of him. 12 started a little bit back into like the technology aspect, and then 13 was like technology,
12
but it's on the moon.
Well, so
and the
12
rest
was
of it.
12 was set in the Evilise universe, which
Yes.
always had a little steampunkiness to it in the
Yes.
first place.
There was always a little bit.
little
'Cause
steampunk,
That's where,
little
that's where
clockpunk, that kind of
tactics is
stuff.
from as
You have
well.
guns,
Yeah, yeah.
you have a couple of steam-powered things. You got
13 was
steamboat
13 was
gears.
very like technology, like computer technology, not steampunky
Yeah,
thing.
13 to me feels like, and based on some of the stuff they did after the game's release, it was kind of clear this was the point. But 13 feels like an almost cyberpunk version of 7's more steampunky
little bit.
aspects.
And then 14, just they're like, it has been too long since we have had assless chaps as a good gearing option. So they just made sure everyone had them.
Yeah,
14 kicked so much ass.
and 15 just became
I just
the
burned
road trip.
I just burned myself out on it after so many years of rating really hard.
Yeah,
Have
well,
I-
new expansion coming up, Dave.
Have
Yeah,
either of you
no.
played 16? That just came out recently,
no,
didn't it?
with generic
I don't really
soldiermen.
have an interest in it.
Kind of seems like they're doing. It seems like once every decade
not-
or so they try to go back to the well a little bit, and it's
I-
kind of doing the same thing as
I understand.
12-ish in
Yeah.
terms of like let's go back to like a more like hard fantasy.
I understand the argument that people have that like Final Fantasy games, by their definition,
There is
are,
a 16, yes.
self-contained.
Oh, it's not on PC. Oh, on PC.
It's not
okay.
on PC yet. Yeah. By like definition, are self-contained things, and the whole shtick of Final Fantasy is that they change the game and they remake it every time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna,
Unless it's
I'm
7, in
gonna-
which case they'll develop it for the next 70,000 years.
I'm gonna be that guy and
Yeah.
say Final Fantasy 16 is a Devil May Cry game wearing Final Fantasy's skin like a fleshwalker.
They've been drifting in that direction
It's-
for the last like
Check,
8 or 9
check
years.
the D-pad clips when they announced even 15, and
I think we had a stream reaction.
yeah.
I think like I or we or somebody were in like a live reaction thing going, this kind of looks like Devil May Cry.
I mean, okay, 15 was the best Backstreet Boys album that was ever released. But
Well, great
and, like, that
story,
one was
but the
fun,
gameplay
but-
I did not like out of 15.
No, I mean that one was fun, but like it was starting down the wrong road, and then 16 finished going down it, and
Yeah.
even the 7 remake and stuff is just like
well, it's also was it Final Fantasy Origin? What the hell is it? The weird quasi remake of the first game that came Strangers in Paradise.
are you
Stranger in
talking about the
Paradise?
I'm here to kill chaos?
Yeah, I'm here to fuck up chaos,
yeah,
bitch.
I'm fucking here for chaos's ass. Bend over.
It literally, like, the writing feels like if Aaron Hansen got to rewrite Final Fantasy 1.
See, yeah, Alexper remembers. I was like, fuck Devil May Cry. Fuck the guy that, I'm sure he's fine, and he's a nice family man, and everybody loves him who's met him. But the fact that he got brought on to be, like, action combat director for Final Fantasy, I was like, this is
now the direction this is
way
going
for me to
forever.
go.
But that's the thing. Every game, like, it's weird how many, the longer you look at it, how many more remakes and things are in there. Because it's like, oh yeah, they kind of did that. The littlest crumb of it in 12, because they had the Gambit system, which let your party do their stuff automatically.
God, I
And then
love
there's
that.
15, where like kind of doing all this, and then now it's like hyper action stuff for 16. But they also had the 7 remake. It was the big thing, and the 1 remake was also a thing. It's like, oh, okay, this is kind of.
Well, see, I don't. It's not.
They're
even
also
a one
borrowing elements of-
remake. It's
it-
an action game based around Final Fantasy stuff.
I was gonna
It's
say it
like-
seems like they're in some ways borrowing and extending stuff out of Kingdom Hearts.
If Square
as well for
Enix-
like the flow, I guess.
If
but-
Square Enix made a like classic, and I know Octopath is like kind of the like example that I'm looking for here, but I want Square Enix to make the next Final Fantasy game with a small indie team. It can be pixel graphics, it can be simple
luck
graphics,
with
but
that.
like something that's
God, if only.
traditional JRPG style with modern design functionality and quality of life and stuff. I'd buy that game 10 times on
They
every
could call
Sadly,
it
I
Final
think-
Fantasy. This one's for the old complaining.
Yeah,
fuckers,
Final
and I
Fantasy,
would buy
thanks for
3
helping
copies
us
of it.
become one of the most important game
Yeah.
series in the world.
Remember when Active Time Battle was an innovation?
I
Yeah,
do.
we do. Like,
I
Did you play FF4 through 10?
sadly I think
In
they're more
many
likely
ways.
to literally use 100 times as many people on a given game as the size that you're looking for.
To make 1/4 of one
Yeah.
game like
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7.
We should take bets
7
right now.
colon 2
When was the first one? 2017?
the Final Fantasy
Yeah.
7
the
remake?
remake?
I don't think it was that far ago.
Not that long ago.
I want to say
FF7 remake was
2021.
2020.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that felt like so much further back than that.
COVID.
Four
You know why?
years
Because
is still-
April 2020, time
4
is a
years is
smear.
still a long
COVID time
fucking
delay.
time.
And Rebirth just came out.
Yep.
So, like, my assumption, especially since they're going to be, I mean, all indications have been that it's going to be a trilogy, right? A set of 3, presumably.
God, I fucking
Yeah.
hope so.
I think 2028, maybe 2027. If they're not trying to extend stuff out to connect to a 4th game, could be 3 years instead of 4. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I haven't done the traditional say hello to everybody who's joined us in chat so far.
Yeah.
Hello, SD Hero, Alksprit, The Golux. Who's next? Kirby. Hello, Closer Division. Hello, Made of Heavy. Hi, Dave.
Oh, hi.
Hello, Artemu.
Did you get SD Hero?
I think I said SD Hero. I think they were one of the first people to say something. Yeah.
Alright.
Side note: the free Prime game right now is Fallout 2 and
Ooh.
Fallout Tactics: Brotherhood of Steel, and one of those is a great game.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
I do also enjoy Fallout Tactics.
Fallout
Brotherhood of
Tactics
Steel,
is
but
Good.
yeah,
I didn't say great.
It's good.
I said good.
I'll give you that.
It's the most fun in terms of the combat mechanics, and it's the most developed 2D Fallout. But
I'll give you
otherwise,
that.
it's got some problems.
They wouldn't be slipping a 1 in front of the 7. They'd be slipping an X in front of the VII. But it would be hilarious if they pulled a 15 again after how that one went down. Because I think they actually did it twice. So it was like Final Fantasy Agito 13, I think, or maybe Versus 13. One of the compilation is FF7. Fuck, there was a name for the it wasn't like Ultimate something or other. They had a collective thing. They were making a bunch of Final Fantasy 13 and related materials cluster,
Bro,
and they only made 2 of them.
Bro, I'm a Street Fighter player. I'm used to Arcade Edition, Championship
Oh, yeah.
Edition,
Yeah.
Arcade Championship
Well, so
Edition,
Turbo 2
new
European,
Turbo Arcade Championship.
13 got a
like-
trilogy of games and I think 1 spin-off, but they had announced like 3 spin-offs all at once as part of this world
that
of
was
Final
15.
Fantasy 13.
That was 15. They only did episode Prompto and Ignis, and they didn't do Gladiolus.
It's how
and
it's how
complete the
13
thing.
it's how 15 came to be in the first place, because one of the games that was originally announced as a spin-off of 13, like they did the whole trailer, they did the thing, and it was the King's Glaive of
Also,
whatever
King's
thing.
Glaive was a bad movie. I
I've not
wish it
seen
was
but-
better, but it was just not a good movie.
Well, like they showed at the very
was?
end, Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy 15 King's Glaive.
Yeah.
Oh,
The movie that also, if you're gonna play
Flavia
that
Nova
game,
Crystallis, thank you.
have
Yes.
to watch the movie to get the background and prequel and plot.
There are 2 acceptable Final Fantasy movies. Those 2 Final Fantasy movies
Oh,
are
choose your answer wisely.
Final Fantasy.
The
That's it. That's the title.
Yeah, okay.
The one with
the animated movie.
the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
with Pretz and Lanali, the original like 7 crystals.
Well, the pretty
of the
clouds are
elements
going
kind of thing.
are going away now, and we're falling.
Yeah.
And
And Final Fantasy Spirits
Spirits
Within.
Within.
Wrong,
That's-
incorrect.
That's one of the
Rick,
greatest movies
incorrect
ever made.
answer.
Both of the Hook brothers will fight you physically.
That-
about this
that's fine.
movie.
I can be dead and right.
I will beat you out of your own house.
That movie.
You can be dead and right.
That movie fucks and does drugs. It's
Oh
so
boy,
cool.
it definitely does drugs.
Yeah, the
It
cool
thinks
one.
it
Rick,
thinks
there's
it
no
fucks.
way. There's
What it's
no
actually
way
doing
that I
is
have a trivia question
unspeakable.
about that exact
Oh
movie.
God,
Eat my ass, Rick.
Alec
Nice.
Baldwin, Alec Baldwin,
No.
Alec Baldwin,
The
the
spirit-
ghost of Alec
The
Baldwin.
spirits have sex with the.
No.
Is that another question? Okay.
Here's you know that
that was my fan.
you know that the movie sucks literally within the first narration, because the movie's like there are across the world there's 7 spirits that were discovered that would, if the 7 were discovered, it would be created a thing, and then you begin the movie and they're like, we found the 7th one. It's like, okay, so the other, okay, cool. We've just jumped 80 hours
Rick,
into a Final Fantasy
I
game.
don't think you know anything about film or media. I feel like it was a crazy opinion.
Yeah, it's just, you're coming into this as a complete neophyte, Rick.
If
How
they-
dare you? How fucking dare you?
I don't know if you've ever played a video game before, Rick, but
Well, it's a movie. It's not even. It's.
Yeah,
Well, no, it's honestly.
unfin
I'm trying
res,
to get him
thank
some
you, yes.
context here.
It's a physical.
Pacifisto's got it right.
experience.
Unfin res. You just start at the end of the movie completely.
Sure.
There's like maybe 2 entire other movies worth of juicy stuff that's there, and they went, let's just jump directly to the end.
So what were you implying, that there's another Final Fantasy movie
Yes,
that's good?
unfortunately-
Are you
No.
gonna- okay, because if you were gonna make,
I
an ar-
promise you, I was never going to suggest that.
if you're gonna try and make an
Mario
argument for
Jumping
Advent
Simulator.
Children, then I was gonna be
oh,
like,
fuck no.
no.
In
I
high
agree
school,
with Pacifisto.
in high school, because that I forget exactly. It would have been like 2000, I don't know, 3-ish, somewhere around there when it came out. My very small circle of friends in high school got together to watch that movie, we got like half an hour and we went, "Oh no, you guys, this is Uh-oh.
It's because you're weak.
I got 30 minutes into Final Fantasy Spirits Within, and I said, "Oh no!" And it was because, "Oh no!" At some point in the next
Oh, no,
hour,
I need
this
to change
movie
my
will
pants.
be over.
Yeah.
And I will never be able to experience
I had to
this
pause
for the first
because
time.
I was going to pass out from blood loss just from the
Yes.
raging hard on I had for the entire experience.
The one thing I actually do unironically love about Advent Children, I'm trying to remember, was Reno the one that was in the wheelchair for that one? I can never remember.
It's been so long. All I remember is the fucking motorcycle fight that was
Yeah, that
pretty
shit was
sick,
stupid.
actually.
It was stupid, but in a like, oh fuck, that's so stupid. It's
so
kind of rad.
Dumb and intense. Yeah.
So stupid, fucking stupid
God,
shit.
Yeah.
So dumb. I love it.
Fucking feels like a Metal Gear Solid cutscene. Fuck it. But so I'll just say Reno because I need to put someone's name there. Reno in the wheelchair for like the whole thing, and it is
One of
that
the Turks.
yeah, one of and like the idea. Was it a Turk or I thought it was someone from the top of Shinra, a little above the Turks, but I don't remember. Regardless, in a wheelchair for the entire movie, and is just kind of puttering around and trying to guide people in the direction of the 3 Sephiroth Juniors are gonna fuck shit up, and we got to stop, and we can't let them get if they get together, then it's gonna be bad. If they get Genova energy, it'll be bad. And the hero's like, "What do you mean? Genova's dead?" And he goes, "Yeah, definitely, totally." And then the 3 Sephiroth Juniors come and find him in some abandoned skyscraper, and he's just sitting there, and they're like, "You give us the Genova energy so we can become daddy again." And they and so he's like, "Nah, fuck you." And he pulls his blanket away, and he's had the head of Genova at his feet the entire time, and he just throws himself out the window specifically to smash Genova's head into the ground.
I clearly only saw Advent Children one time.
It's the one and only thing in that movie that I legitimately love, because I'm like, that's pretty fucking badass to be like, "Nah, fuck you. Wee!
Nope.
Gone."
Well, so I can talk about Final Fantasy for the next 6 hours, but
Yeah.
this is technically a hangout, so you want to give us the quick old rundown, Rick?
Yeah. Sonic Rivals 2 is done.
Yes!
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond has Cynthia's been defeated.
Yes!
Tears of the Kingdom, Ganon has been defeated.
Okay!
There will be follow-up streams to finish like I did with Breath of the Wild, but 3 of those games are completely they're off the calendar. I mean, Brilliant Diamond is still there, and there's also Arceus, which has been finished. We still have enough episodes for another like week or two, but it's been finished.
Still another one.
And also Mega Man Star Force 3. We have also beaten the final boss of that game as well. So
I'm
we
also overcome with sadness.
yes.
Because now there is no more.
Yeah, it's very. I honestly, I should probably do some kind of video essay thing about Star Force. How long of a video essay can I stretch out of a single screenshot, a single concept art, and a description thereof?
Of what would 4 would be.
Because that's all we really have is like, here's a picture of Geo Stellar and a descendant of Lan Hikari, and they're on the run from the Net Police.
And the Net Police look mad.
Yep, and the implications that it's been a couple years since 1, 2, and 3 all happened within the span of like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But 4 would have been like 3-ish years later, I think. Which, man, considering what 3 ends with, they would have to commit the ultimate terrible crime for any police to be like, "Hey, we got to arrest you now."
Yeah, you did save the world a couple of times.
You did
but-
unambiguously save the entire planet in a way where basically everybody now knows your identity, but
Geo,
can't be stealing bread, brother.
Geo discovers drugs and sex and is like becomes the worst. You guys.
Oh God, Clark! Hello.
Oh heck, damn!
Welcome. Yes, we are about to embark on our 24-hour journey through the past. The vast majority of this 24 hours is going to be games that we have covered in some capacity before. Some we have finished, some we have not. Some of us have never seen before for more than a few minutes
Correct.
of mildly lucid awakening. So it's going to be a wild time.
The moment you actually start watching The Bouncer, you're going to be so intrigued and entertained.
You're just gonna say to yourself out loud, "This is like a movie. Is this a movie? when you play the game, and it's just gonna keep
Yeah.
going from there.
It's the thing. They couldn't. It's like they couldn't decide if they wanted a movie or a game, and they had all this good stuff, and the game is like secondary to being the vehicle for the characters and the
Yeah.
story. And I mean, it's actually a sick game. We used
Yeah.
to play the
We used to play
multiplayer.
a lot.
so.
This
Sadly,
is back during the multi-tap days.
there is no 2-player playthrough of the main story of the game, and
Tremendous missed opportunity.
if you search the Bouncer 2-player story, there are posts from the internet going back as far as 2002 asking like, how do you enable 2-player story? And it's just everyone's
the fun
great
thing.
sadness.
You don't.
It doesn't exist. It says multiplayer, but it actually just means in the battle mode. But
Oh, that's. I was gonna say, it's like, oh, so are you guys doing multiplayer? Got it.
We can
Okay.
versus battle,
Yeah.
and then there's a survival multiplayer where you can use the bosses and stuff you've beat.
That
but
should be
that's
a
it.
thing. That should be. Someone has to put out a bounty for that by now.
what,
Oh.
hacking in?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's enough intelligent, cultured people on the internet to appreciate
I
the
don't know
game.
if- I
as
don't know if enough
much as
people
it should
care
be.
about-
I suppose a
The
23-year-old, 24-year-old PS2
If
title.
you were like,
that-
name your favorite top 10 Square Enix games, I don't think the Bouncer would make the list of a lot of people.
Yeah, I
probably
think-
not.
I think that's a safe statement.
How many of them am I allowed to have be Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest?
I mean, that counts. All of them.
Oh, sweet. So you're gonna have to get it out to like 30 or
That's
so.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
for
Yeah.
real.
There's 11 Final Fantasy derivative
The
games.
Star Ocean remake is real good, and it's what I actually want out of remaking games,
Oh.
which
Yeah.
is they basically like put a new coat of paint on it, and that they gave everything fully fleshed out, like 3D environments and the like, but
Isn't
they
it-
kept the old school PlayStation sprites and the like.
It's not
Okay.
our favorite Star Ocean though. It's the first
Nope,
one,
it is.
right?
It is the one with Claude and Rena and
Oh no shit.
yeah. And they also added
have to play that.
a bunch of new cutscenes. They added like new weapons and accessories
Hell yes.
and changed up everything and a whole bunch of
You know what we got to play one of
And
these
Bosnia and
days,
shit.
Dave? Do you remember Lunar?
yeah, Silver
Silver
Star
Story
Complete.
Complete.
That game fucking slaps.
One of the only games
You guys should play Lunar, and I'll play Moon.
at the same time. Well, Lunar is awesome because it's a basic ass RPG, but a big element of the story is singing. Like
Okay.
one of the main characters expresses power through like song,
It also
and there's actual full length songs
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
anime full motion videos
it
in
also
the game.
hit at the right time for Jeff and I as weebs, and we had the fancy special edition that came with like the leather bound booklet guide and
with
stuff.
art
Yeah.
and its own music CD, the OST
Yep.
and
I mean,
stuff.
I don't know. Like
All sang
I've
by
played
the
a lot of
voice
games.
actress.
Square Enix being a big part of it. I don't know if anything's gonna top Kingdom Hearts 2 Atlantica when it comes to music in games. It's a pretty high
I remember
bar.
one song from Kingdom Hearts, and it was the opening song from the original Kingdom Hearts. Also, I've only played the original Kingdom Hearts.
If any music from Kingdom Hearts made me want to throw myself into the ocean, it's
But
Atlantica's music.
Because he wants to hear it so much down there. That's where it comes
Swim, 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 swimmy, swim, and we love to swim. And Disney didn't write this.
from.
We didn't get the
I'm
rights
kind
to
of
music
glad
from.
I don't know what you're referencing.
It's they didn't get the rights
This
to a
was
lot of
written
music
by
from
an
some of
intern.
these things, and they didn't use the Little Mermaid song, so they had to come up with some bullshit fill-in stuff. And there's a song that's called like "Swimmy Swim, Fun Time Swim" or something.
It's truly bad.
It is the biggest. You can see the Sebastian model on screen, upset that he has to
Yeah.
sing it.
He seems bummed.
He
I
did
don't blame
not
him.
want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we actually, you play the world's worst rhythm. Yeah, it's also
Yes.
a fucking awful rhythm
It's
game included in
horrible.
that.
Really?
Yes,
Which makes I understand it's better, but boy, did that make me nervous when a few years back, basically while I think we were playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and in that section, Square Enix announced their next game after Kingdom Hearts 3 in the series, which is a rhythm game. And I'm like, oh no,
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is a
Oh.
rhythm game.
I mean, but Theatrhythm was pretty fucking fun.
I haven't played either of them.
It's really fun.
Yeah,
Did you play Elite Beat Agents?
I do.
It's
I
that
love
with
Elite Beat
Final
Agents.
Fantasy music.
I actually was I
Cool.
was trying to find a GIF from the end of that the other day and couldn't find one online anywhere. I was upset. There was some
from Elite Beat Agents.
yes,
Did you look
because there
for
was
the English name or the Japanese name.
Ostatakai Wendan.
Yeah, okay. Usually you can find it with a Wendan.
That's fair. Yes.
Alex says, "Fuck you, Rick. Buy Theatrhythm curtain call right now."
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
It would be pretty good.
That's a pretty
Honestly,
good recommendation.
That's
from
Rick's
everybody who's
homework.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Close Division said it too.
So during it might have been a Wendan 2 now that I'm thinking about it. I forget cuz like it was something that someone had posted from an anime where a bunch of characters started doing like ba 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 to try to like get
Like
someone
the
back
We
on
Will
their
Rock
feet.
You kind of thing.
Well, no, just try, like there was some crater or whatever and they're trying to get people back on their feet. I'm like this is legit literally the exact ending to I think Wendan 2. It might have been EBA, one of the two. And there's literally it's the sun is going out and
to hype the sun
Don't
back
burn
up.
out.
well, so the sun is going out, so the earth becomes a frozen wasteland.
These games are
and-
wild.
I'm trying to remember now if actually I think I'm that is the end of Wendan 2. I think I'm thinking of the end of EBA instead. There's big ass crater. I think the Elite Beat, the planet's been taken over by robots that hate music. Taken over by robots that hate music. So they turn the world into a giant concentration camp where music is illegal. Yep.
What?
Yep.
All right.
And so the Elite Beat agents show up and they try to stop them, and they do pretty well until they get caught off guard. They basically get sucker punched by some laser or some shit, and there's just a giant crater in the ground, and everyone is like crying. It's literally an uncomfortably long moment of like all of these side characters you met through the game, just like
weeping.
on their hands and knees by this crater, just sobbing. Like
Well, that's the DBZ ripoff. Goku looks like he's dead, and everybody is like,
I hate music.
well, then there's a kid who on the like is near the crater and starts going like, ooh and done, oh and done, oh, and then the whole crowd, oh and done, oh, and then there's also in Elite Beat Agents they also have one that the EBA, and you have like all of the characters chanting as they do the thing, and it's like if I could find that just gif of everybody brah on the thing, and I couldn't.
Man.
It's a good game. I wanted to play those for just a thing
Speaking
sometime.
of banger music games that do have multiplayer is fucking Get-A-Roo, man.
yeah.
Oh man, I
that
actually
that has multiplayer, and the way they do it is, you're not just hammering out the same part.
yeah.
You're playing the A and B parts.
Oh,
like,
nice.
you're
Okay.
doing
You trade back and forth.
Player 1 versus player 2. You can choose which part you're doing.
One of the cruelest things.
Gitaruma.
One of the cruelest things. Did either of you ever play Guitar Hero 3?
Probably.
So there's a story mode in there that you could do as a single player thing, and at various points you have boss battles against like real life musicians. I think Tom Morello and
I vaguely remember this.
Slash,
Yeah.
I think,
That's
are both
cute.
boss characters in there, and you have to play some extremely intricate song against them, and you can like attack each other like a Tetris Attack style game kind of deal. But then the last boss is the devil, and you have to play this extremely ramped up version of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. One of the only thing that I've played on there that is harder than that generally is the Fire and the Flames.
Yeah, Through the
Yeah.
Fire and the Flames. It's the classic.
The classic Dragon Force finger bleeder.
yeah.
But so one of the last things they did as DLC for that game before they like closed up shop was they let you download the like I think they called it like full version for all of those because essentially you could only play Devil Went Down to Georgia as the boss battle, but then they had one that had you play both your part and the devil's part because usually it'd switch between them. It'd be like Friday Night Funkin' kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Problem is the devil's part is intentionally way harder than yours because the meter depends on successful hits.
Oh, so it gives him
Oh,
more
so
ammo.
he's-
So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gets way more. So like if you try to do the full version, it's just murder. He gets the solo. He gets all sorts of shit that makes it just an absolute pain in the
All
ass.
good stuff.
Motherfucker.
God damn. But yeah, it's I don't know. I may as well pull the curtain on this one because it's probably not happening. But like a month or so ago, Rock Band 4 released its final downloadable content.
Oh, yeah.
After about a decade straight. I think 2016.
Yeah, Rock Band's a name I haven't heard in quite some time.
I know, and so I had thought about like what's something I can do like. What's something I can do on my own time that would be kind of a fun thing as like, I played a shitload of Guitar Hero and I played even more Rock Band in college. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. What if I just play through like the story modes of each of the games as just like a thing? I've got I think all the hardware for it and stuff. And I was like, man, maybe it'll just be easier to like emulate instead of plugging in a PS2 and try to hook it up with all this shit and whatever. And so I emulated, and I literally behind the.
We probably still have our instruments kicking around somewhere. Yep.
Right there. So I did an hour. I did actually. Yeah, I think I did like an hour of stuff to get through the first like couple sets. There was some weird syncing thing going on, and it was literally like I had to hit a note like a full beat before it actually got there in order to make it work. And I'm like, this will not work. I'm a very good Guitar Hero Rock Band player, and I was struggling on the first song.
The great difficulty of those games is syncing with your TV and your audio system's sound delay.
Which, like, at the very least, nowadays, all the Rock Band games, and I think every Guitar Hero from 3 on has a syncing thing built in. Yep. Guitar Hero 1 does not have that.
Yeah.
You just play it, and it's like, good luck, bitch.
I had such a weird Rock Band experience because that hit in college when I had my very first apartment with college friends.
Yep.
And we were generally nerds because it's WPI, and we got Rock Band, and we played it all the fucking time.
I used to,
but I am still not good at Rock Band.
Yeah.
And it's because I always sang.
Welcome to my life too.
I was
when that shit hit in high school. One of my friends was a drummer, and the other had been playing Guitar Hero basically every fucking day for years, and then like they're like, none of us can sing, and you will like run the a cappella group, and I was like, great.
Yep.
Well,
that was exactly it. I never got a chance to actually like learn the other instruments.
See, we were usually trying to mix it up pretty well. The one thing that I wished I was better at there was drums. Drums is like the one thing that I really fucking struggle with.
That's the only thing that I played
hard part,
by myself because it is very difficult.
Yeah, like it's not the same level as actual drumming, but it is much less far off than you'd think it would be.
It develops the most like core skill for drumming, which is like disconnection of your like your body's beat to all of your different arms and legs.
I've always heard it because I have a good sense of rhythm, and if I'm playing like a hand drum or something, I can play a complicated beat or replicate something.
Yeah.
It's fine. As soon as I have to mix my feet into the equation, and
it's
even
tricky.
if I'm just playing
or
with
change
sticks with my
drums
hands,
with sticks,
well, I can do that too, but it's just the like when I have to put my feet in the equation, I start losing it. And someone described it once to me as like, you're not really playing hands and feet, you're kind of dancing on the kit all at once. So like it's the opposite of that disconnect. That it just all of it just becomes
like one big
same
muscle
thing going on.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest mistakes that they made with Rock Band in general was the inclusion of a lot of like hard rock speed metal stuff, but only one bass pedal.
Yeah.
It's like, no, not possible. Straight up not possible with 1 foot.
We modified our
Wasn't it possible to like plug another one into the side of it?
There was, but it was really a big pain in the ass to get just an individual thing without buying a whole ass drum set.
We played our Rock Band so much that we broke the drums
those,
in every single way, and then replaced things, and then eventually the foot pad that comes default, we got a piece of diamond plate.
Oh yeah,
and just replaced the foot pad and the bearing because like Dan and I went to the like machine shop and we're like, do you have any like 1/8 inch bearings and a couple? And they're like, oh yeah, I guess it's $10. We're like, sure. And we went home and built like an actually almost full on like kick drum setup.
I knew someone who made a
attached
diamond
a second
plate.
one with a twisting thing to it. Like
I knew someone who made a diamond plate DDR mat because they were sick of like the plastic mats just die so fast and they're really inaccurate. So he was like, I'm just gonna build a real ass thing.
Jeff and I had multiple of those foam mats growing up, but then a buddy of mine in like middle school named Matt, he and his sister both got really into it, and they got the like metal mats with plexi. These things must have been hundreds of dollars each.
It's so expensive.
And this
at the
was
time,
back during like
Could have the big bar on it.
This was no, it wasn't like the full stand up with the bar, but they were like heavy fucking metal pads with like plexi and actuators and the arrows. There must have been some company that made them, and they were probably hundreds of dollars.
Oh, I'm sure.
And this was 20 years ago, but I got so fucking spoiled playing on those that
I'd be 100 pounds lighter.
My foam mat and be like, I hate you.
Yeah,
falling off the foam mat.
Like all of a sudden go from doing well to doing terribly because the buttons didn't hit every time and like you'd slide off of it.
Oh God.
I did fucking love it. It was always interesting to have that game at home and play it and get good at it, and then go to an arcade and be like, "Oh, DDR," and everyone's like, "What's this?" And you're like, "Oh, you're about to learn.
Boy,
you're about to learn something about me today."
Injected with some Japan right now.
So what else do we have to cover? Because you covered all the stuff that we have finished. Is there anything else you want to mention for Hangout's sake?
Let's see.
questions we
The
wanna
brief
take?
rundown would be things that are going to be returning very soon include Mega Man post game material. Mega Man like stuff is going to be back on the menu in the next couple weeks. I'll spoil this early. I was going to mention more near the end of the stream, but I am taking next week off from just stuff in general. I'm not going to be putting videos up. I will probably put this up. And I will probably put I have a Mario Party Madness stream that I'm in on Monday night that I will probably put up. Otherwise, probably not going to do anything. I was debating streaming like a Dragon Quest II thing during the day. Some of those things during the week as like a casual. But I'm going to see if I feel like it. I don't want to promise it.
Yeah. Don't commit to it, and then if it happens
if
to
I
be
wake
a
up and I'm
surprise thing, then
right.
it's more.
I am horrifically perpetually sleep deprived, so I may legitimately spend one of those days mostly just in bed.
Been there, done that.
Wouldn't be the worst call.
Could probably use it again.
I'm gonna say I'm sitting on like 5 hours of sleep. I was aiming for like 14.
Oh, last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
already told my story before
Yeah.
we went live.
You probably got more sleep than I did.
I'm good.
I fell asleep at 5 something.
Yep.
I was trying to wake up at 7:45 for work, and woke up to being punched in the side and someone saying, "You are super late for work," because it was 10 o'clock.
It was me, weirdly enough.
Yeah. Rick was
Rick,
over.
it was a really honestly inspired move of you. I saved me a lot of trouble because I definitely could have kept sleeping.
I'm gonna say it just exponentially gets worse as that goes on. too.
My body just apparently rejected the notion of like 2 to 3 hours and wanted 4 to 5.
It's the worst. Like I set 2 alarms for myself. The first one's usually enough to get me started.
6.
I set 2 just to annoy me more. Usually within like half an hour,
Sure.
I'm basically up and good. But like there have been a few times where I will, in my sleep, kill the alarm, and it'll be like 5 hours later. I'm like, whoa, I am wrong. Oh boy, this is actually a perfect segue.
I am in the right place to
These are
decide.
beautiful.
They
are beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
They look. I'm
and
actually
I'm
gonna take a picture because they look a
scared,
lot
Sarah.
better in person than they do on the camera.
I'm gonna get pickled jalapenos and ketchup again. I saw.
So-
They're great options.
So it is worth. It actually looks pretty good once it gets closer to the camera.
These look much more attractive than the last
yeah,
year's version.
those look very good.
They look fantastic.
and there's none that are obviously the like cupcake filled cupcake. Which
There is one of those. There is a cupcake filled cup. Oh, is there not? Oh, wait a minute.
It's more
There's
streamlined.
a frosting filled cupcake.
Oh,
yes,
God.
yes. Because
I really
the
hope
neutral
I
ones
get
are gone.
one.
There. All right, so we should get into.
Deeper than the other cupcakes,
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to get a little bit more filling.
Yes.
Oh
good.
boy, great.
Oh,
So let me walk you through what's going on here. We have a bunch of.
Lethal dose of salt or cinnamon.
Yeah.
Well, cinnamon was my own damn fault.
Cinnamon,
the
I'd be
salt.
There's a
into.
legitimate lethal dose of
We-
cinnamon
Oh.
you can take.
We
Okay.
have we have some
Good to
stuff in
know.
here. So we're not raising money for anything. So we're not pushing this stuff as like, hey, please, but we have a bunch of our old various donation and bit, incentive things that have returned from previous years because I thought that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. Like if somebody wants to fuck with us, you can fuck with us. So there's
Amber Alert again. Yeah.
oh.
Jesus Christ, I hate those.
It's gone off 3 times today.
Yeah, I got a text about it this morning.
Yeah.
But so we have a bunch of these. I'm going to be adding them to the description on Twitch and on YouTube, and I'm going to pull some up together so that there's a page that you can go to that shows it. Literally going to be doing some of this stuff while the bouncer is going on. But there are a number of things that you guys can inflict upon us. We're going to do this kind of manually just because we're doing it across YouTube and Twitch, so it doesn't really work, that way, but it'll be fine. I'll keep track of it. Excellent. So we have a number of things that you can do to torment us. Maybe the first one isn't a thing. I actually forgot to ask you about that if we had spare things, but
Oh yeah.
why don't we skip that for now?
We always had
We do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hooray!
Jeff and I both assumed.
I was
So-
like, there
that
is
one.
no way Sarah has she's got like a Google alert
Hair
set
looks
to
weird
like
right now. I took a shower
Jeff's-
before this.
Jeff's, in fact, Jeff's in fact exact comment was ask Sarah because she'll jump on the excuse to order more.
Yeah.
That's also fair.
I like got a shitload in rainbow, and like silver, black, and red get used a lot.
Mhm.
And the other colors, it's like. A
I don't know how audible she is, but
I've seen peek in the mic a little bit.
well, so
It's not exactly a microphone for me.
there was a fourth one,
Will be.
For once you went to come and sit down, I was going to put it in between Rick and I.
Yeah.
but that one should be active as well.
Yes, that is that.
Careful of
Uh,
the buzzer.
But so we have a bunch of various incentives for things. For example, for 100 bits, someone will attach a gem to their face. That was a classic from back in I think Galaxy 2.
Yes, Jeff sat next
Either
to
Galaxy
you
2
and
or
attached a bunch
Sunshine.
of gems to his face and glasses.
Yes, my glasses were about 6 pounds by the end of the stream.
That might have been
Jeff was
Sunshine.
very
I
sparkly
forget.
that day.
That, I forget which of those it was, but
Do you think
oh, no,
Sarah
I think
will
that was-
have
I think
more
that was
face
Galaxy
gems?
It was
2.
before,
Yes, and
yeah.
also she will 100% stick them to her face.
yeah.
I just like I
Uh,
said, try to pick the like less used colors.
Oh,
Yeah.
Additionally,
Is green a used one?
we have a
Not as
number.
much,
Then
right? Yeah.
I'll go
We
with
have
green.
we have a number of things for 500 bits. We brought back the squirt gun. That one was from Sunshine. That
yes,
was a fun
that
one
was
people
also
liked a
very
lot.
popular.
Or
People
water-
enjoyed
water
you getting
themed.
squirted in
You
the
can
face.
squirt a player in the face for 500 bits. The only
Always
I
Rick.
think one of the only properly new things on here for 500 bits, you can also force someone to take a shot of Moxie,
The worst soda.
a terrible soda
Oh my
that
God.
back in high school became a
I tried
dare.
to stop him. It's not my fault.
Moxie. It's made from a root.
My
Do
excuse
you
is
like
that-
the root? Moxie.
My excuse is that this used to be a soda called Oyum until it became a nobody, so that's why it's here.
Oyum sounds worse.
Oyum sounds a little worse.
Yeah.
Oyum sounds more accurate to what's in the soda.
Yes, Moxie's full of Oyum. There's also 500 bits. Where did I put his head, actually?
Up there? Oh no, those are the other ones.
Oh, no, I had it. I'll have to go dig it up during the bouncer.
Was it
It's
on
probably
the-
right behind me. You can modify the man, O'Quinn.
Everyone's
We have ourselves
favorite creepy. What the fuck is
Yeah,
this?
weirdly enough, it was a popular thing last year during.
Jeff and I still like Rick. What is this? But I guess.
But people liked fucking around. To be fair, about half of them was Beans being like, draw some eyes on
It's
there.
true,
but,
yeah.
Hello, Amalgam Hero Mecha.
Hello. Lastly, for 500 bits, you can also make someone eat some banana candy, banandy, if you will. We got some of these little banana, the little crunchy dudes, as well as some banana Laffy Taffy.
Runts.
So, runts. Yes, yeah,
They're
that's
banana
the-
runs, yeah.
Little dudes.
Hooray! For 1,000 bits, we are going to be implementing the Wheel of Chaos, which is a random selection wheel full of various penalties and things, stuff that will make playing the game in particular difficult, but there's also a 1 in 6 chance of forcing a cupcake on someone. Spoiler for a thing that's coming up later in the list. For 1,000 bits, we can reveal a cupcake filling. You can pick a square and reveal a filling, and that will be a choice that you or someone else can make to inflict that on someone later.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you'll know
And
what it
these,
is. For
this
better
year,
or
I
for
think
worse.
Rick had said it, but they're either good or bad.
Yeah.
There's
no
no
in
real
between.
neutrals. They're
Yep.
either good or bad cupcakes.
There's also, for 1,000 bits, you can make someone eat a banana. We got bananas. We actually have 15 bananas. There's a maximum of 4 per person. No one will be made to eat more than 4 bananas. That was
So
a huge
many
mistake
bananas.
last time. Last time was a huge mistake, and Jeff and I could have been used as anchors in the sea by the time we were done.
You could have.
It was just like shocking. I didn't realize until it
You
was
could
too
have-
You
late.
could have set your clock by the bowel movements that I perform for the next 24 to 48 hours.
You could have built the foundation of a house with the contents of my stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's also 1,000 bits. 2,000 bits. You can make someone eat a cupcake. Standard, classic thing. We have 24 cupcakes. 6x4, there are 12 good and 12 bad. There are no neutrals this time. There's a few that are like soft good, soft bad, but they're all at least in some direction off of center.
Yeah. They're less central now.
Yes. Finally, for 5,000 bits, you make someone eat an MRE. We still have MREs left over right over
the
there.
good news is they probably haven't expired.
No, they definitely have. They're
This
meant
is-
to last for years.
This is
so
the one fucking incentive that I hope doesn't get done.
I don't think I'm the only one that hasn't eaten one out of
You have an extra year on your life because of it, Dave.
If someone donates for that one, Rick,
Did you not eat?
I'm calling some
Was that
dibs
Peter
on
that
some
was
of
that was
fucking
eating them with us
donation.
then? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
There was a third. It
There
might have been
is-
Peter.
So there is a extra
the
cake that's all
pizza-
like raspberry and stuff.
Oh, like a good cake.
Like a
the-
good
the-
cake.
Oh, thank
And there's
God.
also Rick's birthday cake that's all like chocolate and
Yeah.
cherry and
My
raspberries
fucking
and
confused
stuff.
brain
Hell
is gonna
yeah.
hit again because
You're gonna be like, I hate cake forever now.
I was so used to eating cupcakes with like a clenching my abs, and then I went to eat like what I knew was just good raspberry cake. But every time I take a bite, my brain would pause and be like, "What is in this?"
So an MRE, it's a military thing. It stands for meal ready to eat. The idea is it is a little like package. Think of you know what a
Hey,
so
that was a
think of
demo.
like a
Military
ketchup packet.
rations and emergency.
Hello, Red Butler.
Oh really? Oh, okay. So meal ready to eat must be the.
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. I believe that.
MRE is what meal ready to eat stands for.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just.
I wasn't
I'm
sure if
just
that was
making it.
actually
No.
A funny joke.
It sounded
on
convincing.
the D-pad, Sarah.
not allowed. No
Excuse
funny.
me for
You can't
sassing.
make
No funny.
jokes on the D-pad.
No
However,
funny.
you absolutely can spout incorrect information as fact. So,
Yes.
I mean,
so you're
Well,
still in the ballpark.
I don't think I've ever done that, which is probably a
lie.
point.
I
of-
believe what
lie.
you meant to
But
say,
so-
Jeff, is I'm confident that I have never said anything incorrect my whole life.
Yes, that's correct.
So an MRE, if you imagine a ketchup packet, it's like a blown up version of that, and it's filled with a I don't even know how to describe
It's a
it.
vacuum sealed preserved bag of food that is made to be
Yeah.
preserved and last for an insanely long
It is-
period of time.
They're intended to
Room-
last for at least I think 5
Used
years.
a lot of times military in the field and stuff. They are known for tasting like gutter
Garbage.
trash.
And these are the civilian versions. You are actually not legally allowed to sell
The real military.
proper
Yeah.
military grade
well,
MREs.
that's because actual MREs are a lot better than what we
Probably,
got.
yeah.
Like, not that they're like gourmet food.
No, but
they,
you certainly don't want to piss off your soldiers by being like, "Here, eat this garbage,
yes,
please."
Yes.
Like they're gonna make sure it tastes at
I'm
least
telling you, that
passable.
pizza
I feel
had
like
to
a
have been
lot of
actual
people in the
moldy.
military
That
would be
pizza
like,
was the
"It was
worst
garbage
thing.
still."
The first one we did last time when we did the Ludum Dare games back in May
Oh, hello, Kamal.
of 2023 was a cheese pizza. I think was it pepperoni pizza?
It
It
was
some
pepperoni,
pizza one.
but I'm not sure it was actually pepperoni on it.
Yeah, it was pepperoni pizza, and it did something tasted wrong in every direction. But I think at that time too, we were like, I don't know if this is wrong because it's this dehydrated thing, or if it's because something is actually wrong with the MRE.
It didn't taste like food.
It tasted like sodium and sulfur just mushed together
that
for a while.
That tracks. That's
Yeah.
probably how it's preserved.
Probably, yeah.
Just squish all the water out of it and dunk it in salt.
Yeah, and
That's
the
good for you.
It's
Right, and
preserved
like-
in sodium
It
bicancerate.
keeps you fighting.
and yeah, it's the same idea as like I mean back
So
back
you
in the
say
day,
sodium
back in like World War
bicancerate?
II, there was a I think there was a
Like
there was
the
like a
one that-
chocolate ration during World War II because they were being sent off to folks in the war because it was both a thing that could be made into something tasty and also was calorically very high and a bunch of shit that
Yeah.
kept you
and shelf
on your feet
stable.
and moving while you were yes
and it
yeah.
lasted for the longest time.
Yes.
That's why Italians just got sent out with dry pasta
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
in
that's
a number of cases.
it sounds like such just a joke of like, all right, the Americans showed up with chocolate bars, and the Italians showed up with dry pasta. The
And-
French are showing up with the big casks of wine, and
no,
like,
that's also
But,
the
like, also
Italians, too.
accurate,
yeah.
The Italians actually got like rashers of wine
oh my
because
god,
it wouldn't go bad. It wouldn't get like
That's fair.
bacteria or mold in
Water
it.
was
Like,
not
Jesus.
used a lot of the time
Me-
because of that. It was
meanwhile-
usually a lot weaker than we tend to associate
Oh, I'm
with
sure.
booze,
Table
but
wine.
like
yeah,
it
yeah,
was-
yeah.
It
Meanwhile,
was
American
booze enough to be
GIs,
clean.
here's some iodine tablets. Find a swamp, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good luck, buddy.
drink
Yeah.
the swamp.
Jesus Christ.
I want somebody to eat a cupcake.
I believe that
Oh.
division.
They're
somebody-
demanding someone to.
I put all this effort in.
I mean, I
wanna
could-
see somebody eat one.
Hypothetically, I could just take one to start us
Donate
off.
to our own stream.
It is loosely
I
my
just-
birthday also.
I just like to see people eat my food and praise me.
To tell you
Yeah,
that
but there's a
they're-
50-50 there's a 50-50 chance that there will be
Yeah.
no praise
One
for
of
what
those
goes in someone's
fuckers.
mouth.
There's a
Wow,
50%
are you saying
chance
you
that I
don't
tell you
appreciate my
go fuck-
cupcake making skills.
No, there's a 50% chance
might
that I
have
don't
cri-
appreciate the pickled jalapenos.
I was gonna say,
you
I might have-
shoved in
I might have
there.
some critique of your
Yeah,
cupcake
cur-
filling skills.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
the
did
real
a
one.
lovely job. Look at how even these
Yeah,
all look.
they
The
all
worst
actually
part-
look
Tell,
pretty
like,
legit.
any of them have anything inside.
No.
them.
Yeah.
I'm
Worst
really
part is
proud
that-
of myself
that
this year.
moment
Yeah,
of
those look
hesitation.
fantastic.
when you start biting through and it tastes good for a quarter of a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
You get because it's all
just
cakey
cupcake
bread.
first.
Yeah,
And you're like, nope. Like,
Yeah.
and then you get the squish of something just right across your
and then
tongue.
just
You're like,
something's
"Ugh."
wet, and you're
Oh
like,
no, it's
no.
sand.
There is coffee grounds in one of them.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
when you added that one. I was like, yes, Sarah.
Coffee grounds was one that
Well,
I actually added
we're
to
not-
the list
we're
for.
We added it last year, but I don't think
It
anyone
didn't get
got
eaten.
it last
It was
year.
one of the ones I was very
Pussyfooting
happy to
around
add.
here. We're going ham.
Yeah, well, there's no ham.
I don't even like
Oh.
coffee.
There is a
Th-
hamburger.
There is
though.
hamburger.
We did
but
the
no ham.
fast food burger worked nicely last year, so
I'm okay
we
with
did
that.
that
Yep.
again.
Who got that one? Was that me?
I don't know. If, I don't remember if anyone got
I don't know
it
if anyone
first.
got
might
it.
have been.
No, wait. think it
I
was
got,
it you.
I
have this written down.
I got
One second.
something that had meat in it, and I
Then
remember
that would have been. You got the lamb the first
that
Yeah,
one.
you got
that,
the
that's
lamb.
what that
The
one
first
just
year
was
you-
weird.
David was just like, I don't know. I don't
You
know.
were
if
like
this.
this.
Is
It
good
was
or not.
literally the last cupcake. I remember being shocked it stayed on the board that long.
Yep.
But yeah, Jeff got the Burger King
Yeah.
cupcake
Okay,
as
that's
his
it.
first cupcake last
A
year.
pretty big
Oh.
step up as first cupcakes go
Yes.
from the time before.
Dude,
Yes.
the anchovy
When
paste
Dave got the
lead
worst
off.
cupcake we've ever made.
And then didn't I instantly get salt?
you got
Yes.
salt immediately after.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
I
immediately
like-
got
And
salt.
then I think the next one you got was sea salt and
no,
caramel.
it was Nilla wafers.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was some
got all
break
three
in
salty
there,
ones.
but then as
he,
I
he
felt
went salt, Nilla wafers, shredded cheese, nothing banana, then sea salt and vinegar.
yes,
Then it was
I-
Ritz crackers, cherry, and then salted butter.
I was gonna say he got all
Yes.
three salt and salt ed ones. I guess anchovy paste is also
it was
salty.
like a number of
I
grams.
mean, the anchovy paste did not very much of it made it down my
I
throat.
was gonna say
I-
you put it in your mouth and you were like, okay, went to the bathroom.
I
like,
generally have a strong stomach, but like
well, strong
instant-
stomach's different than like.
I suppose that's true because
That
it just
reflex.
instantaneously hit like when that flavor hit my mouth. It was like my body physically
Said no,
Yeah.
like
no,
it's like
no.
it's like
you
if
feel
you're
your
trying
throat
to,
just like that. And you're
I've
like,
had
oh,
it
all
happen
right.
before when I'm like drinking a bunch of liquor and I go to do a shot and my throat's just like no.
You're like,
Oh,
okay,
I hate
hang
when
on.
that. And you're like, oh god, now I have to make sure that everything else doesn't come back
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
and it was just like my throat instantly refused and my body physically recoiled.
Ugh.
It was not fun.
Well, so everybody be aware. Get in on cupcakes.
Yeah, as last things go, this is more of a Twitch thing because I don't know if there's any way to track it really on YouTube exactly, but a follow will get you 100
Tell
bits
us
if you
on
were
our
not.
system.
Yeah, if you're not. I guess that's true too. If you're not following us currently on Twitch, then if you throw us a follow, you get 100 bit credit towards the board. And a sub or gift sub is worth 1,000 bits. You get double or nothing on that, as opposed to the usual 500 there. There is also
2,000 bits?
yes, they're much cheaper than they used to be. I had it at 5,000 to start with, but somebody.
Jeff and
I
I-
want them
Jeff
to be
and I-
like 200.
Oh Jesus
Cupcake.
Yes.
Christ!
No, that was. I was
Cupcake.
like, that's definitely what Sarah.
That's somebody drops $50 and makes us eat all of
what
them.
up?
Oh,
Thank you very much for the raid.
I don't believe it. It is.
Oh hell yeah!
Shell Shock
Prime. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for rating us.
Thank you. We're like just wrapping up our kind of like warm up thing.
Pre-show, yeah.
And then we're gonna hop into the bouncer. If anybody is familiar, or if you're not
The
familiar,
seminal,
Seminal
masterpiece, the bouncer.
2000.
Jeff, you're saying that word
square-
wrong. It's seminal masterpiece.
Well, no, it's full of semen, right? Have I been saying semen
oh,
wrong my
are
whole
we
life?
playing Seaman today?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit!
God.
All right, sweet. I'll load that up.
24-hour seaman marathon. Every
get-
time,
we'll get Ella-
Anyway.
every time you make one of the wrong jokes, you just have to get forced to leave the room.
Yeah.
We'll be sure.
We'll
you,
get-
You got to be down here
We'll
for when they're
we'll do
consumed.
Seaman. We'll go back to back with
Yeah.
LSD Dream Simulator.
SD Hero, you're absolutely correct.
I-
Every time we finish this, I'm like, Rick, Jeff, I'm not eating those fucking cupcakes again. And then every time
A
we
year
come
later.
up on one of these, like a couple
They're
weeks
popular,
ahead,
man.
They're
know,
like, you
it's
guys
hard
want to do it again? I'm like, yeah, make sure the fucking bad stuff's in there.
Make sure the
Yeah.
bad stuff puts me in the hospital, please.
That's the thing. Both Dave and I hated it so much, and then we're like, no, don't be weak on these
Yeah.
toppings.
Yeah,
Put batteries in one of them.
Jacks.
Jeff and I are the ones pushing for the horrible shit.
Do you
man.
have aluminum shavings? Yeah.
Some of my teeth are more
God.
resin. than
Rick's
a
really
normal
trying to
Jeff,
protect us,
please.
and Dave and I are like, well, what is legal technically to eat?
Yeah.
Like,
I was debating.
How much dish soap is too much dish soap?
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what's not in there. I did debate having one be Necco wafers, and I was like, maybe that might be a bridge too far, just barely.
maybe.
Necco wafers is just unpleasant from start to finish.
Well, we'd break your teeth and then tear up your
Can't
insides.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I
Oh.
don't want something that's like too crunchy in there
Yeah.
because there's one thing that's in there that's a little crunchy, but honestly, pretty soft.
Low,
also,
low
so it'll be
crunch is
fine.
fine.
Last thoughts on this before I'm off the menu thing. I just want to make sure everybody's at least there, and I'll make sure that this is easy to find once we get into stuff. Every collective 10,000 bits, regardless of anything else, this is not something anybody has to spend on. This is just totals. Everybody's eating a cupcake.
Yes.
Yep.
We're all eating a cupcake.
We do have the aggregate one, so everyone donate for a cupcake if you want to nail somebody with a cupcake specifically, but keep in mind every donation or every bits, or I guess donation as well, but like every amount goes towards that aggregate total, and every 100 we will all be having a delicious cupcake.
There's also one last little thing, which is anytime you die, you're going to be someone, doesn't have to be everybody playing, but one person must eat a fireball. They have returned. They are, however, on a timer. They're on a timeout, rather. A cooldown timer.
Yeah.
No one is to have more than one of these every, we'll say 10 minutes.
Yes,
we might even
please.
stretch that out.
This is my least favorite fucking idea.
You are welcome to be the recipient of them for the two Hook Brother games.
Okay, good. Dave's...
You're like, a cooldown? I'm like, why?
I mean, granted, if you're in the middle of one and there's a death, then it might have to fall to Jeff.
Rick,
but
I am a slut for cinnamon sugar is the problem. And, like, cinnamon as a flavor,
I didn't think it was going to be too bad for me either. And then I hit a point where I was dying a bunch in a little speck of time. And I was like, man, I'm actually getting nauseous.
Me and Cinnamon have a complicated history.
Oh, and if you'd like to know what the overwhelming smell in this room is with the sugar, bananas, sugar, and Monster Energy drinks, it's cinnamon and feet. It's like if we were making cinnamon sugar toast with our feet, that's the smell.
Cinnamon feet.
Yeah.
That was my nickname in high school.
Cinnamon feet crunch.
Cinnamon feet crunch.
I called him Mr. Shifty Legs.
They haven't done that commercial in fucking 30 years, have they? The one with the three little baker guys that all look like the Keebler elf. The cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh yeah, they kind of.
Goddamn.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dave has a 24 pack of or 15.
They used to call me Juice Monster back in high school.
Nice.
All right, well let's take a minute.
We should have gone to the other universe.
We need to get something set up to get this started. But we should be back momentarily. We're going to be coming back with the bouncer.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll be more or less right at 10. We hung out for longer. I guess we hung out for as long as we were planning to hang out. We just didn't shorten it the way we were planning to. But
we were talking about truncating it, but it's fun to just chat before we really get down to business.
There's gonna be a lot of like the anniversary streams are a little bit more fluid, a little more laid back, and we'll play it by ear.
We'll see how quickly we beat some of these things.
So we'll be right back with the bouncer.